The word of the day, boys and girls, is projection. Seriously, dude, your critiques ripped off from Mars reviews are painfully obvious. Except, give Mars reviews credit, he didn't insinuate that I was a pedophile.
A weird, lonely, socially inept man is going to be explaining what it is like to grow up like a little girl. Well, I guess their interest in My Little Pony and dating prepubescent boys will be one thing in common.
Multiple times.
Yo. I have a feeling that Enter's idea of a thank you video was him stripping down nude and sending people pictures of his little Johnny to the kids who pay money to see his show.
Turkey, considering that you sound like you're in high school, I'm going to explain this as reasonably as I can. People have both been killed and killed others over that exact accusation. And when you get out of high school, making claims like those, either in real life or even on the internet, can bite you in the ass. It's called slander, and you can be sued for it. I know that you're thinking that what you do on the internet has no consequences, but it does. By claiming that I'm a pedophile when I'm not, gives me the ability to sue you.
So, back in part 1, I discussed the allegations made by the commentary channels accusing Britbong of owning as well as distributing child pornography. And we also discussed how he was cleared of any wrongdoing by police enforcement. Also showed Tommy C falsely accusing a 15-year-old of being a pedo. Quite the shocker. As shown back in part 1, you can clearly see examples of commentary channels like Turkey Tom and Augie blatantly calling people pedos without proof. And unfortunately, due to recent events that we'll be getting into later, you'll once again see the hypocrisy and the absolute stupidity of channels like these two and more. This is part 2 of my problems with the commentary community. A few weeks ago, there was a 15-year-old commentator by the name of Pieman who was accused of pedophilic tendencies from people like John Swan, A-Star, and a few other commentary channels like Aki RFC, making fun of the kid for quote-unquote sexting and talking sexually with another fellow minor who was of the age of 12 years old. And the story goes basically that Pieman apparently didn't know this little girl's age truly. He thought that the girl was 13 years old. And the problem, okay, with this whole scenario is that you have a group of adults coming together to publicly bash a kid live on the air for over 2 hours, calling him a future pedophile, and the biggest contributor being John Swan telling him that he needs to get off the internet, and also for some reason telling him, a 15-year-old kid by the way, to go seek counseling.
Hi man, you said that you were turned on by someone that was 3 years younger than you.
Yes,
said that you said that in DMs.
That is true. Although I don't know.
When you found out the person was 3 years younger than you, 3.5 years younger than you, you felt more turned on. That is what you said.
That is what I said.
What the fuck?
I don't know why I said that. I'm not attracted to 12-year-olds. I don't know why I said that.
Why would you say it then?
I don't know.
Why would you say that? Out of everything you could have said, why did you say that?
That was, it was a big fuck up. It was something which is really bad. And I'm very stupid. I'm very an idiot, and I shouldn't have done that. And I'm really, really stupid. But I'm not, I'm not attracted to 12-year-olds.
You mean that's fine?
It's
fine to say that, mate, but you said it in DMs, right? And you even cemented it because, it's earlier on when Cobra was in the call, you thought that wasn't going to get leaked. You thought that was going to stay private. No. Why would you say that in private, not because it was going to get leaked if you didn't mean it?
Well, I thought it wouldn't get leaked because I wanted it to not get leaked because I could tell, out of context,
yes, of course.
It looks really bad.
I would want it to get leaked either, Pieman, because that's really incriminating. And I'm sorry, I'm gonna be real with you, okay? I'm gonna be real. I'm after this, I'm gonna head off, okay? This is not good. This is something I believe you need to get help with, in some way. I don't know whichever avenue you want to take with that, but I think you need to get help because these is the sort of feelings. If you're trying to deny them now, well, earlier, you said in her DMs that these were feelings that you had. I know you're trying to deny them, but I mean, if you legitimately feel this way, and I'm not going to ask you to respond or say if you do or not, right? But if you legitimately feel this way, you need some help, right? You need to log off. You need to like leave online settings because you cannot have a public platform when you've admitted to this stuff. And this stuff is going to haunt you now forever online. Like you've said that's come out. People are always going to know that. The people are going to know that's what you're going to be known for, right? You can't stay online with that on your record, like regardless even. But especially if you actually believe what you said. And I know you're in damage control mode, right? I know you're trying to deny that you said it. That's fine. Maybe you do deny it. Maybe you're not. But whatever. If you legitimately feel that way, you need to log off. I think you need to log off regardless, to be honest. But you definitely need to log off. You need to get help. And I don't know if you can return, but maybe if you do return, it has to be in a few months when you've shown you've changed. Because I don't think that this is in any way acceptable in any facet whatsoever.
And what was even more shocking than that, the people who were on the stream with this individual, Pieman, said that John had a quote-unquote good response. I sit here and I see stupid shit like this on a regular fucking basis, but my God, John Swan, you are a fucking asshole. How fucking dare you sit there and talk to a fucking kid that way and then have the fucking nerve to delete your fucking tweets? You basically called the kid a fucking pedophile, and it was fucking disgusting. Absolutely horrific shit. You see, all these people on Twitter who saw this bullshit clearly had nothing to fucking say to John until this kid Pieman threatened to kill himself the next fucking day. Because how would you feel if the people that you looked up to told you that you had a fucking problem and was gaslighting you for over 2 hours? Gee, if I was a 15-year-old kid seeing that shit, I would be completely fucked up. And I don't blame the kid for basically thinking that his life was fucking over. Because once again, adults talking to children about sexual behaviors between 2 minors. Like, holy shit, John, you're a fucking idiot. And you're a fucking piece of shit. Talking about someone needs to get the fuck off the internet. If anyone needs to get the fuck off the internet, it's your bitch ass. Like, holy shit, dude. And then after this kid threatened to kill himself, the freaking commentary channels were like, oh, we didn't accuse him of being a pedophile. It certainly fucking felt that way. It kind of felt like you were insinuating that the kid who was 15 is a fucking pedophile because he's talking to a 12-year-old, which is a 3-year age difference. My God. Like, it's something weird going on with age gaps for some reason between these fucking losers who've never had fucking pussy a day in their life. Like, that fucking situation was so revolting to me that it made me fucking gag and puke. You are disgusting. All of you who contributed in that fucking stream, disgusting. The only person, for some fucking reason, with any level of fucking common sense, unironically, was Bowblax, who came in very fucking clutch and said the whole fucking thing was dumb as heck. And I agree. For one damn time in my life, I agree with Bowblax of all fucking people. And that dude's a fucking piece of shit too. False flagging people and shit. Like these people will criticize other YouTubers. Bowblax will sit there and make Twitterverses and put all the shit out there and be like, oh, I just retweets. But at the end of the day, if you're right, you're right. Bowblax was the only reasonable person on that call and had sympathy for the kid because guess what, people? For what I have been told by other sources and other people is that Pieman apparently isn't just a 15-year-old kid. He was a 15-year-old kid with autism. Imagine not only being a child, but also more than likely, because of his autism, wasn't even having the mindset of a 15-year-old. He probably had the mindset of someone that was like 11 or 12 or something. Conveniently, someone that he connected to was also 12 years old. Like, oh my God. And here's another thing, right? It's not like a 15-year-old who continues to grow up is going to continue to be attracted to 12-year-olds. My God, John, you are a fucking piece of shit. Disgusting trash. Fucking gross motherfuckers, I swear to God. So Pyro came out about a few days ago. He had a response. The response was well received by the community, and he basically owned all the commentary channels. What I think is even more funny, right, though, is the fact that these people like Augie, Turkey Tom, Tipster, Tommy C, John Swan, etc., 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 was flip-flopping like a motherfucker. Like, I'm talking about flip-flop, 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 flip-flop. But they all fucking, for some reason, these idiots decided to continue to double down on allegations of grooming that were proven to be false. Oh my God. The dude apologized for being a fucking degenerate and stated that he hasn't done it in over 3 years and has moved past that. That was basically a phase for him. Pyro fucked up because he didn't ask for the person's age and he didn't cut it off as soon as he found out about the age. He fucked up on that. However, the context of that is that, for one, he didn't ask for nudes. He didn't even know what Ivory even fucking looked like. Nor did he care, apparently. Because once again, that's proven by the stuff that Ivory presented. And the fact that people are saying that, oh, Pyro is lying about other shit, like, he never changed his story. He basically said he didn't know the kid's age until he was 16. But once again, age of consent laws between Pyro as well as Ivory, where they both live, was age of consent of 16. And you also have to take in consideration, once again, right, where Pyro lives in the UK, like, when a kid, right, at 16 over there, they're about to start uni. That's what they call it. They call it uni or university. They're about to go to college. And by the time that they turn 18, they're legally able to drink. So the context in the UK is completely different than it is in the US. Also, I do want to elaborate, because for some reason, people still, are still talking about how he wanted Ivory to meet up with him. First of all, Ivory wanted to meet him, and Pyro wanted to give him the opportunity to meet him along with other people that he invited at a particular event. And they never met. So the whole idea that Pyro wanted Ivory to come out specifically to have sex is fucking disgusting. And I can't believe that anybody would come to that fucking conclusion at all. Through what?
Even if he lied, which can't be proven, a 20-year-old guy flying a 16-year-old boy out to fuck him in England. I don't care what the law is. Most people find that disgusting.
What context is there to say that he wanted to fuck Ivory? I don't get it. It's fucking weird. It's gross. But once again, Pyro isn't innocent, okay? He fucked up once again because he didn't ask for their age. He didn't ask for that, nor did he stop after the fact. That was fucked up. He shouldn't have did that. And he admitted to that. He took accountability. And for some fucking reason, these commentary channels are still trying to lambast him because he gave these niggas an L. And to me, right, I'm sitting here looking at this from behind the scenes. I'm just looking. I'm lurking. I'm looking at all the responses. I have looked at Augie's responses. I've looked at Tipster's responses. I've looked at Tommy C's responses, as well as his interviews. The first interview, he asked Ivory a question. And he asked him specifically, how was he groomed? And Ivory couldn't answer the fucking question.
How were you groomed? Because you don't need to be groomed for this to be wrong. I mean, is it really fair that you use the word grooming? And if that's true, if you feel that's true, where was this going?
See, I'm not like, I don't know. I was in a call with my friend when I like typed it out, and I typed like, I remember I typed that and asked like, is that okay?
Because it reads more like a YouTube like thumbnail. Do you honestly believe? Did you not understand the definition of the word?
I feel like it was like forcing or like manipulating a child into a like sexual situation.
Okay.
Yeah, right. That's what that word means to me.
And after that, the first interview, nobody should have listened to this fucking kid, man. Like, I'm sitting here thinking to myself, holy shit, he is purposely calling out a person on grooming allegations and can't prove how he was groomed. Do you know how fucking irresponsible that is, Ivory? And I'm talking to you specifically, Ivory, in this particular portion of the video, because you need to get chewed the fuck out too. Because how fucking dare you try to ruin a a man's life over some bullshit when you were just talking to him a month prior to that and you were cordial. You are a fucking disgusting degenerate yourself for participating in that fucking shit with an adult. You're a disgusting person. I don't even think you're a good person either. Now, of course, people will be like, holy shit, he's victim blaming. I don't think he's a fucking victim. Because once again, he's coming out with allegations of grooming and can't prove it. So how the fuck is he a victim? Just asking. Like I said, I believe real victims, people who go to the fucking cops, not to fucking Twitter. No, like whenever I hear someone say that someone did something and it came out on Twitter and they didn't go to the fucking cops, I'm immediately going to be skeptical of that shit and have to give the commentary community a little bit of credit and a little bit of leeway, because at first they seem to have been going down that rabbit hole of righteousness and trying to be just a bit speculative, considering that they fucked up nearly every fucking allegation thus far. But unfortunately, the little bit of fucking faith that I had in the commentary community to do the right fucking thing for once just fell on its head. They fucked it up. No surprise there. Like, who's fucking surprised that the commentary community fucked up allegations in terms of grooming and saying, oh, this proves that Pyro knew Ivory's age was 15 years old the entire time. But there's nothing that correlates with that. There's no proof whatsoever aside from one screenshot of a tweet publicly made when his account was active. And it's not like, realistically, right, that you're going to see every fucking person reply that you follow. That's impossible, especially at the time with Pyro's Twitter. He had hundreds, if not thousands of people that followed him, and vice versa. There's absolutely no way he's going to see that scrolling through the timeline. Unless he's no lifeman, which I'm certain that he has a fucking life. It's so fucking ridiculous to put all your eggs in one tweet, one reply out of hundreds if not thousands of replies throughout the entirety of a timeline. It's impossible. It's just like, it's kind of fucking hard to suspect Pyro of doing anything malicious or sexual with this minor. Clearly, it was sexual roleplay, and clearly he was dumb as fuck to participate with a minor unknowingly. He didn't confirm the age. That in itself is wrong enough. With the whole thing, with him admitting it, that should have been the end of it. Because once again, you got what you wanted. You got his confession. You actually got it twice, because you idiots didn't fucking read the response the first time. But yeah, you actually got it fucking twice, and you idiots didn't fucking take what he said at face value. You were like, oh shit, he's lying. You can cross-reference this shit with this shit, and then listen to fucking Turkey Tom of all fucking people making a 19-page long Google Doc for no fucking reason with absolutely no fucking proof in it either. Turkey Tom's Google Doc, that thing that everybody clung to for dear life, when that shit hit the fan, everybody jumped shit. Everybody jumped the fuck off that Google Doc boat, except for fucking Turkey Tom, because the captain falls with the ship, right? And it clearly shows, because damn, that ratio, dude, you got fucked. And you losing subs too, which according to Tommy C, losing subs means you're guilty. So I guess you fucking guilty of fucking up somewhere, Tom, according to Tommy C's logic. No one should ever look at a social blade and for someone losing subscribers and indicate that that is a person fucking up. Of course, rightfully so, he should be losing subs because he's peddling snake oil, just like all the rest of these fucking commentary channels. Because what I find to be just as fucking disgusting as the pieman allegations is that these people are clearly trying to bamboozle people. Because guess what? Despite for weeks calling and insinuating heavily Pyro being a groomer, all of a sudden, right, after the allegations, oh no, he's not a groomer. But at the same time, even though he's not a groomer, I still think that, you know, he is a groomer. Like they're kind of doing that shit, right? They're kind of doing that shit, and it's fucked up. It's fucked up. You need to fucking stop that shit, and you need to fucking let Turkey Tom take this whole L by himself. Honest to God, I have been so pissed at these fucking people for a long time, because there was a point in time where I actually thought these dudes were good. I actually thought their content was lit, and I used to think, you know, highly of them. I used to have great respect for these commentary channels. But for some fucking reason, right, when I keep looking at their channels, I keep seeing them trying to ruin people's lives lives, man. And if for some reason, right, this seems to be the one instance where they fucked up and went to a person with a huge ass sub count and it fucking backfired and it hit them hard. This might be the first time that I've seen these people actually have to take an L for once in their life, aside from the Pro Jared shit. Because my God, did people miss the ball on that? They had to, like, that might have been the biggest Uno reverse aside from James Charles. I think he might have won that reverse Uno card battle, because holy shit, when it comes to false allegations, for some fucking reason these people are always in the middle of it. Like, they insert themselves into the drama, and no one, and I mean no one, inserted themselves further into it than Turkey Tom, which is why he's losing subscribers, and he fucking deserves it. If anything, right, Pyro should be suing you people for defamation. You slandered this man for weeks. Y'all are fucked up. Like, how the fuck am I supposed to fucking believe you, Tom, with this bitch ass response you made? How am I supposed to believe that you didn't insinuate grooming in both of your videos? After all, right, that Google Doc literally look at the title. Look at this fucking title. Tell me, if you're looking at this title and you're reading this shit, please tell me how the fuck he isn't insinuating grooming. Explain that to me. Someone please explain this shit to me. How the fuck is this not insinuating grooming heavily and basically calling him a fucking groomer? I don't understand. Someone fucking help me. Please fucking help me. Because I, for one, am not fucking surprised one fucking bit, because Turkey Tom has a fucking pattern of behavior. As you saw at the beginning of this video, this idiot is out here talking crazy as heck. He's over here calling everybody a pedophile. Y'all don't need to be talking about this shit no more. You have fucked up too many fucking times. You need to stop. You need to follow the path of Diesel Patches. Follow the path of Diesel Patches and you will be safe, my friend.
You know, when it comes to stuff like this, I don't find myself to be a reliable source. So I'm not gonna make new videos about Pyro. I'm not gonna make new videos about Ivory. I don't really trust myself with that anymore. And, you know, obviously I'm not a reliable source in the case, which is completely fair and I understand. So, I mean, why bother? I make another video about it. And yeah, this is definitely taught me not to rush videos out. This is the only situation I've done that before, by the way. I've done that multiple times, and I feel like the best thing I need to do is just restrict myself from even covering any of these type of topics, because when it comes to stuff like this, right now I don't trust myself to put information out there that could be fraudulent. And again, I apologize to both Pyro and Ivory, because the way I handled everything was just piss poor. Like, I fucked up big. I sent out some information that wasn't true because I rushed. I'm also planning to delete the past Pyro videos just in case false information isn't being spread. I hope I've corrected everything I needed to correct. And again, very sorry.
Talk about cringe shit. That is a solution for you. For all you commentary channels who talked about this bullshit, this fucking snake oil that you were peddling for weeks. That would be my advice to you from a smaller YouTuber who actually waited until the situation played out. So I'm gonna take a break and try to collect my thoughts for the final segment of this video, and I'm gonna give the mic over to the special guest for today's video. Take it away, bro.
If there's one thing I don't like about the commentary community, is that they are known for dogpiling on their targets. Dogpiling happens when you got multiple creators ganging up on one person. The subject is often talked about in a negative light and is encouraged to receive mass dislikes. In other cases, they get bullied and berated by them. I've seen people get dogpiled on too, like Rain. Even though I never had contact with them, Rain didn't deserve to get two notable creators, which is John Swan and Augie, to gang up on him. Despite Rain having a fallout with them, it wasn't justified at all. It is bullying because they took aspects of Rain, like his stuttering, and used it to mock him. I understand not liking a person, but to berate him for hours to your audience is horrible. Both channels could have just ignored it and moved on, but they didn't. It just came down to them ganging up on one person over a petty squabble. I myself faced this when John Swan encouraged his fans to mass dislike my video and send hate in my way. Others joined in too to mock and ridicule me in their response livestream. Despite my video getting shared by Chris Hansen and it containing many flaws, which I improved on later on, the amount of backlash I received was overwhelming. The non-stop hate comments continuously followed me everywhere at that time too. I was very grateful for the support I got, but what hurts the most were the people who cut contact with me over it. It's a shame too, because some of those people I thought I could have called my friends, but in the end, they chose to turn their back on me. I did my best to stand strong in this because I know how the commentary community will go at somebody once they break down. In the aftermath, my name is now viewed in a bad light no matter how much I have improved. It's what I have to deal with now when people bring up my name. Even if I get a fact wrong, I clear it up, but people will ignore that. I've become a pariah in the YouTube commentary community over one video. It doesn't matter if I get better, but as long as I'm their enemy, they'll continue to antagonize me no matter what. Aside from me, Pescator and Twizzfizz ended up getting dogpiled too. Despite Pescator saying what he did in regards to the John Swan drama, I forgave him. I never saw him as an enemy, and as soon as everyone ganged up on him, it was only going to get worse. I will gloss over what happened as a sign of courtesy to him. Even if he despises me and wants nothing to do with me, I will stand by with what I said. No one is perfect, and people should get criticized, but I don't condone this sort of behavior that encourages people to gang up on one specific person. I've been on the receiving end of it, and it's horrible. What's really bad about this behavior is their willingness to not hear out the other side, their lack of empathy. The worst dogpile they made was over the Brick Bong and Ethan Klein drama because of it. This specific drama has showcased the great lengths the commentary community will go to maintain their narrative and their selective morals. Brick Bong was never given a chance to be heard out, and all the claims against him were merely unproven allegations, which creators like Augie RFC, Nicholas De Oreo, Tommy C, Bowblax, and John Swan treated as fact. It was a horrible time for Ethan Klein and Brett Bond because no one bothered to give him a chance. They're only interested in passing the story that Ethan Klein promoted a CP distributor and pedophile. But what's worse is that Bowblax admitted that he had no definitive proof, and Augie admitted that he had no solid information as well. It's unfortunate because the police report that ultimately proved Brett Bond's innocence was ignored by them. No accountability from the accusers. Even Turkey Tom released his video on Ethan Klein and treated the unproven Britt Bong allegations as fact, despite after Bowblax and Augie RFC admitting that they have no definitive proof. Both Britt Bong and Ethan Klein received no leniency in this bandwagon in favor of views and growth. Months have passed and none of them ever came forward with an apology. It's the least they could do. This is where selective morals become apparent because when the allegations against Pyrocynical became known, he gets the benefit of doubt. Where was that level of leniency with Britt Bong and Ethan Klein? They didn't get it one bit. Everyone who had a hand in the Britt Bong H3H3 drama are now wanting definitive proof to the Pyrocynical allegations. This is an issue on top of dogpiling. They also practice selective morals. I want to make that clear. This is my other grievance with the commentary community. Notice how their targets don't get any form of leniency, but someone who is seen as a friendly does? So Pyrocynical gets a pass, but Britt Bong and Ethan Klein don't. It's a very common theme because another example is when Bowblax issued a hypocritical false strike. It got very little attention from them as opposed to Pokimane or Suzalu. In fact, Augie and Nick tuned down their stream where Bowblax threw a tantrum in an effort to save face. Yet, they wouldn't give that same level of courtesy to other people. That's for certain. In the end, Bowblax never faced any real accountability. Last I heard, he never apologized to Van Tactician or Stories. Even Kyle was tweeting about it, or Comic Cop releasing his video. The commentary community were inconsistent and went easy on Bowblax. There's a lot more to go over, but at this point, their selective morals will be dedicated to one person at a time, like Augie making claims with no evidence, or Tipster not wanting to call out Destiny FOMO over her false strikes despite doing it to others. There's so much to the commentary community that it's hard to condense it in one short video. You just have to keep an eye on them and you'll see why. They act as a corrupt police force in the YouTube landscape. So with that is all I have to say, and thanks to Chosen Reborn for having me on this video.
And you know what? That was well said, man. I appreciate you coming on the channel too, bro. And I hope we can do some more shit later on in the future. But I think this video is long enough. If you made it this far, then my God, you're a champion. For one, it does mean a lot to me to see you guys, come in, comment and stuff like that. It really does. It means the world to me. To you guys who always come and support the video, I appreciate you, wholeheartedly. I do. Give this video a like and subscribe to the channel if you are new.
This paragraph is so shit. You should have taken this out.
Why?
The Red Kiwis comparison is just not even remotely similar.
I don't think it's a crazy comparison.
I think there's other comparisons.
I don't think that fits either, dude.
Dude, I'm sorry, you can't argue that. Dude, you can't argue a guy sending child porn and receiving child porn, knowing what he did is wrong, coming back and then sexting the child again. It's just that's. You're not gonna. He's obviously breaking the law. That is legitimately breaking the law. And then we have Pyro, gray area Pyrocynical here.
I'm not arguing on the legality of anything, and I didn't address that at all in this because I don't really like the law doesn't really matter to me. What matters to me is what's right and wrong.
Yeah.
And what I outlined here is Red Kiwis was outed for sending things to and receiving things from underage people, and I made the clear distinction that Pyrocynical never sent naked images to Ivory or received them. But I did make the point that he's 19 messaging a 15-year-old, whereas Red Kiwis was 19 messaging what he thought was a 14-year-old. you know, knowingly doing this, talking sexually, and they both lied about it after the fact to get out of it.
I think you
was
could have
caught,
made a better
Pyro
comparison,
wasn't.
dude. I just think people are gonna look at this and go, "That's child pornography," and this is an image of a fat ferret farting, and they're not gonna say it. That's a stupid comparison. You can't compare child pornography to a fat ferret. No, and I do too. And I'll tell you, this is again, Tom. If you worded it including this video, because this video is very much like the Pyrocynical video. I think if this is the best part of Tom's argument, if this is the one he's asking.